great to have this life, you know. What matters is having life, and once you have life, anything can happen. You can do what you wanna do. You can meet your dreams, you know. You can meet the people you want to meet and achieve your objectives. And guys, don't give up, because sometimes you don't get what you want, but as long as you have hope with you and you are working through your goals, you know your goals, that is it. Yeah. So today I have this reaction that is so entertaining and actually focused towards family. That is Mama Frank really gave me vibes, and Michelle Obama too. So I thought that combining the Kenyan situation and American situation, what a combination, guys. So wow. So edutainment family, you won't believe what Mama Frank and Michelle just said some 2 days ago, and left the internet feeling all kinds of things. Uko ready? Because history image our love, loyalty, and deep friendship goals, guys. So the type that makes you wish you had your own ride or die bestie. All right, so it's so emotional, right? With dramatic breaks here and there. But can you imagine Frank, Mommy Frank, before the world saying, Babas is the reason for my marriage is still standing? Hey, my friend, not your pastor, not your counselor, not even your mother-in-law, not even your mother, but your bestie, right? That's a lesson for all of us to learn. So guys, let's get into this one, and maybe you can start with the song I just composed. You know, I do some composing every day just to test my ability. I write a poem, then once I write a poem, I actually transform it to a song. Don't worry. So let's listen to this actually and see what it will be telling us. A man who doesn't just stand beside you, but sees you. The way Barack saw Michelle, not just as a woman, not just as his wife, but as a force, a queen, a light still unfolding. And he didn't outshine her, no, he amplified her. He steadied the ground beneath her feet. He reminded her of the woman she was, even when the world tried to forget. That's the kind of love that doesn't roar. It whispers in storms. It waits in silence. And it chooses you over and over again. Then there's friendship. Oh yes, the kind that holds up the roof when the walls are crumbling. Like Mama Francie. I'm waiting for you to come online. Live stream doesn't ginger without people, guys. Sisterhood too strong to break. Mama Francie once said, MBABAZ is the reason I didn't walk away from my marriage when her heart was tired. MBABAZ knelt beside her. Yeah, so welcome on board. You can actually listen to that sweet, sweet music that I try to compose. Fighting for of who she was before the noise, before the storms. In every love story, there's a silent hero, a man who listens, a friend who stays. These are the souls. Johnny Piraz Bizarro, hi, welcome on board. To the men who lead with love, to the Obamas of the world, to the women who stay because sun will help them see hope again. Johnny Bizarro, welcome on board. If you can give me a like at the start. Yo, Mr. Legend, hi, how are you? Yo, Mr. Legend, I'm fine, less you, Madam Boss, I'm fine. I'm fine, you're Mr. Legend. All right, so after that song, let's start our discussion. And guys, you can be actually frank and come here, share why you think maybe people can make it in their relationships. Mommy Frank came out the other day and was actually enlightening us about relationship and telling us that we only make it by having real friends. It's not about just a love aspect, but is your lover your friend? Gioni Bizarro says, brah. All right. Thank you, being fan number 2. Top fan number 2. Yo, Mr. Legend, top fan number 1. Who has not given me a like? I can see one like there, but there are 6 people online. So thank you so much. Feel warm in the house. It's very cold. It's rather cold here. Actually, I'm freezing from out here, but I just have to go on because life does not wait, guys. So, of course, when you hear about these matters on relationships, and these days relationships are actually coming down, I feel like I should be in a podcast, but I didn't prepare for that. I just prepared for the reaction here, and of course, through the reaction, maybe we may learn one thing or two. So, guys, things about such things we learn from people. And guys, let's get to Michelle Obama and listen to what she has to say here. Okay. Yeah, so Michelle Obama has been having a lot of questions about her and Obama, and she's been quiet about it for quite long. All right, so Johnny Bizarre tells us it was me who liked. All right, thank you so much for liking. I've also seen it's like yo, Mr. Legend has also given me a like. Big up to you, and a lot of appreciation. God bless you as we start this reaction. I know we'll not take a lot of time here because we're just focusing on two matters. But if people keep me warm here for long, why not? We may talk more, for more minutes. Actually, relationship has become pepe. Guys, you saw the other day the aspect of questions on, so many legends. In fact, we had some, the Niger people, the Nollywood, crumpling down in their relationships. You saw the other one in America, Black American and Nigeria, crumpling down. So these are things that are happening, and no wonder you have to talk about it. Even in Kenya currently, not many relationships are holding water. So many are breaking down very fast before they start. Even after 3 months or 2 months or something like that, they calm down. So guys, let's go through Michelle Obama, and hear what she says here. And maybe we can talk about that after this. Yeah, so if you come on board, you just chat, introduce yourself, where you are, which country you are, and maybe you can as well contribute toward the topic, because this is a hot topic. Actually, it penetrates all our lives, and why not, So let's see this. All right.
What people don't realize, or my decision to make choices at the beginning of this year that suited me were met with such ridicule and criticism. Like, people couldn't believe that I was saying no for any other reason, that they had to assume that my marriage was falling apart. Right. It's like, while I'm here really trying to own my life and intentionally practice making the choice that was right for me, and it took everything in my power to not do the thing that was right, or that was perceived as right, but do the thing that was right for me.
All right, so we begin from there because a lot of people have had a lot of questions about Michelle Obama, asking whether she divorced and all that, and all of us were opening our eyes, our ears, and actually wanting to hear from her. And she came out speaking some 12 weeks ago, but 2 days ago, again, she was on the street telling us something about her relationship with Barack Obama. And if you listen to that, you actually got the tingle out of that. And you might have picked one lesson or two. For me, the lesson I picked was that it's not happening sooner or later, because The two are friends, guys. So one thing that then I learned from the two is that they have a relationship based on friendship, and that stops them from having a broken marriage. Because actually, when you look at the current modern societies, people are getting into relationship, but they can't survive, right? So wacha nikuambie, if you are a Kenyan, these are things that make you realize friendship ain't just about selfies and gossip. This is real life survival. The kind of friendship that keeps your house from turning into an episode of World War E Smackdown. You know, people out there may think that you are not friendly and what have you, but let your own house be warm, you know? Let your house be warm and have a relationship that matters. That is what matters, because as far as people keep telling us that work is the place you spend a lot of hours, you can't force other people out there to like you if you don't like the people you stay with, right? So, guys, if you are looking for a partner or getting into a relationship, just make sure that whoever you are courting or whoever you are looking forward to have to settle with, they actually are friends. Friends, you know what I mean? Currently, there are people who think friends are just people you walk around with. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about people who really care. People who really care about your emotions. They actually can tell you the truth about your failures without actually bracing your ego, and they can actually stand for you when they need to. People who can understand you and know that if we divert or we go through this lane, then this will happen. People whom you quarrel in the morning, but in the evening you can talk. And maybe when I talk about this topic, people are like, will be like, you have a perfect life? No, that does not happen on earth. It happens maybe in heaven or Pluto or some other planets. But then, guys, these are lessons we pick every day. Best friend moments. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. MBABAZ and Mama Frank. Yeah? So, let's get to Michelle first. Let's get to Michelle here. And you are free to continue contributing. Do not keep quiet, because I'm not actually the author of everything. You are fellow authors here. When I come on YouTube, an open platform, and start talking about things and invite you in a live stream, it's about time I want you to also talk about your own thoughts, bring in your contributions, your thought. This is one way of making our morning warm, even as cold as it is. So let's check on these guys.
And I just miss, right? So I don't even know this stuff's going on. Right. And then somebody will mention it to me, and I'm all like, what are you talking about? Yeah. There hasn't been one moment in our marriage where I thought about quitting my man. And we've had some really hard times, so we have had a lot of fun times, a lot of adventures, and I have become a better person because of the man I'm married to. Okay, don't make me cry now. Right at the beginning of the show. Oh, that's don't.
Right, guys. How about that? How about that? So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, these people are genuine, and regardless of the public actually pushing them after the so many years that they were in the White House. And of course, they normally tell us their relationship started in college. And Michelle Obama thought there was some sense in Barack Obama. Barack Obama saw sense in Michelle, and everything started. Of course, they turned into friends, and that's why even by now, as people think that they are going to have separation, it's not happening today or tomorrow. You can actually be assured. Yeah. So friendship really blocks you from walking away. It makes you think of other options, maybe just finding a cool environment when you're annoyed, when you're angry, maybe listening to music, or maybe turning to something like writing, or something else that is engaging and not actually walking away. And that's what Barack Obama and Michelle Obama tells here. So Mama Frank also went online 2 days earlier on Ofweneke show, and she surprised a lot of people. She said that most of the times she is the vibe, a furious one, or, a bombshell, breaking into emotions. But she has a real person. That is MBABAZ. MBABAZ, she said, can give you one word that will push you to the wall. But then he's a cool guy. And being friends, that's what has made her sit all a while. So let's get to check on Mama Frank, because actually for those who understand her, they know that she has been um, in business, especially bleaching business. And yesterday, of course, she said she's going to study for, is it cosmetology, something to do with the skincare, so that she makes it. And of course, when you look at their lives and what she does on TikTok, she really trends. She does it to actually prove that there is something beyond what they're doing. And of course, I've seen another lady coming up with the same strategy. So let's listen to her here.
How dare you? You break my heart. When you're going to car. Well, we don't have Mommy, I didn't have eyes. They say love is blind, but no. You have with one people. And I have my favorite person in the world. Hello guys, it's me Andy Godfrey, aka Baba, as you all know me. And this is the couple show. Karibuni, ni mimi tuna mbaba hapa, so unaanza ama nianze? So there are questions here. I'm going to ask her, and she's also going to ask me questions. So I think mimi ndo nianze. Are you not a gentleman? Ladies first. Thank you. Look me one.
The advertisement will kill us. Yeah. So right there, you've seen, especially in that video already, you can feel the vibes, can't you?
Buy anything or something. Yeah. So to me it was just normal. I was raised that way. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Wow. That was unexpected. I didn't expect that. You said the most, so yes. I took the most out of it. The other one was ile mara kwanza tukidate.
All right, so these guys have actually a Tuko Extra show, and on Tuko Extra, they are sharing a lot of things, creating vibes about relationships and proving that friendship really matters, She took us through her hard time financially and also socially, because she had a miscarriage in 2022. And after the miscarriage, she took a while, around 10 years, before she got another pregnancy. And she tells us yesterday on the show that her husband didn't have a problem. No problem at all. And actually, you can get to hear that. And that only happens where friendship is. Or else, people are like on flares, even after 1 year. When the family comes in, they'll be in flares and nothing will settle. We've seen a lot of couples who separate so fast because they have a fight over babies, or rather a kid. And it's because these people maybe do not trust each other. They don't have friendship. They allow other people to actually invade their relationships, and things break down. But in this one, Mami Frank came up on Ofweneke saying that MBABAZ was not actually concerned that she was not having a baby for 10 years. So guys, if you're online, or rather on this live stream, give me your thoughts. Why do you think Mami Frank continue to enjoy? They were doing a lot of stuff. I can actually play some videos. The fun they were playing, dancing, doing all that, selling in the Mkorogo business, and they were having a lot of fun, actually. But a lot of backlash coming from the fans on them not having a baby. Let's look at this. Mami Frank. All right, so let's get there and see what she does here. It's a short one, actually. These people really vibe a lot of people. So I'm going to show you this and tell me if you can do this if you're not friends. As brief as that. As brief as that. Of course, you didn't actually see a great thing. Maybe I'll show you something else from this girl. Of course, this one. This one was the greatest, I think. This one. Let me mute the song. I'm going to mute the song because most of the times these songs become, copyright. Let's start from the beginning and I'll mute the song. So just go with the vibes. Guys, that is Mommy Frank and the husband, MBABAZ. Tell me how many people can do that. Tell me how many people can do that in their marriages. People get married and they have boring stuff. People come from work, maybe they sit there, they are tired. They don't have such moments to enjoy. And in fact, they're also earning on TikTok out of this, husband and wife. That is their vibes. I didn't say everybody should do that because Michelle Obama doesn't do that with Barack Obama. Their way is different, actually. And since Michelle Obama actually decided to go through her journey of life using IMO, we've seen her enjoying her life. But this lady, amazes me. And the way the husband really relaxes and she does her thing amazes me. So let's look at another clip and let's now go to see what she says about the Mbabas here. Right. I'm telling you. So let's go back to our talk because she will be talking here saying what keeps her tied to her husband, and we will go back to the labor ward. I don't know whether you are always there for maybe your wife in a labor ward, or would you be there? Because I'm talking to people who are not married, some are married. If you are a woman here, would you go allow your man in a labor ward? Would you be dancing in a labor ward? What would actually encourage you to do so? So I saw her on Ofweneke show, and I said, yeah, there's something here. There's something here to teach us maybe one or two things. So let's get to there. Let's get there. Let's get there. All right, so Mommy Frank here.
My guy. Umesikia what is this? Umesikia dejaria? Kulea ndani ya pesa. Kulewa ndani ya pesa. Does that feel a little bit spiritual? It really does. For me, I'm like, there's a covenant I made with God because of my childhood. Mungu nipatie watoto when I am stable in a good marriage with a responsible man. When I'm stable in a good marriage with a responsible man. Because I came from a broken family and it was so tough. Very tough. And then I add the statement when I'm almost 30. I just turned 30. Yeah, I saw the videos. Yeah. So people were just rushing God, and God was like, I made a covenant with this person, and her time is not yet there. Until the time when I'm ready, when I'm stable, when I'm in a good marriage and with a responsible man. So imagine I'm a firstborn. All this while nilikuwa nalea dada zangu, ndugu zangu, babangu, mamangu.
All right, so you got her, right? So one thing that I understood from Mommy Frank was telling us that she actually got into this relationship from a WhatsApp point of view. In fact, there was it was not she did not think it would actually come because she didn't work, and she waited, and when it came, they took a long journey, and they hustled through a lot of stuff. Economic breakdowns are always there. So she shares that those moments were there. There's even a moment that they really had a tough time in 2024, but still friendship put them together. Let's get to see here.
Listen, kuna venye tu relative atakwambia, kwani vipi? Yeah. Did you ever fight at relatives and everything? I never fought them. Also my family, and I felt like they wanted me to have a child, but not in a bad way. You understand? Kuna venye tu relative atakwambia, kwani vipi? They'll give you medicines, they'll give you... Nachukua, but when I go home, I'm like, nachukua naika kwa dustbin sometimes. Like, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What has kept you guys so... When you guys meet, first of all? We met in 2015 WhatsApp group. Yeah.
I don't want you people to get into how they met, but I just...
No, nothing. I've been texting you. I'm going to go to guys. So I'm working hard because I'm not very domestic. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah. Lakini unaweza fua, nikupenda upeleke unaweza fua. Yeah. Vyombo. No, I'm working hard because I'm not very domestic. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah. Lakini kupika nayo? Kupika nayo napika. Kupika nayo napika. Where do you think women are going wrong, Francie, in this generation with marriages? Me, I would just say ni wewe na partner wako mnaelewana aje. Unaelewa? When the times are tough, what keeps you together? What keeps you guys rooted every day? Because us, when the times are tough, like, saya hata singekuwa hapa tunaongea hiyo story. 2024 was another tough one. Mimi na mbaba ingekuwa kila mtu ameenda njia yake. You guys have had fights, like almost kwa chana. And 2024 was the most toughest year. Yenye hata... Were you the cause? Get ready. Yeah.
So guys, that does not mean that when Michelle Obama comes here telling us that friendship really works in marriage, that all the times have been smooth, It's not that. She's not trying to actually sell such a narrative. Neither is Mami Frank also selling such a narrative, guys. They're just trying to tell us that regardless of things being so hard, regardless of things not working most of the times, um, making yourself discover, you know. Of course, you heard Michelle Obama saying that it is through the man she married, that is Barack Obama, that she discovered herself. So she said that Obama helped her to discover herself. And that is the same energy that actually Mami Frank is selling here. She's saying that without MBABAZ, she would have forgotten her worth. Yeah? He has reminded her of so many things. So does Michelle. Things like praying, not packing the bags, literally. Packing to leave, you know. And of course, the emergency love intervention that they are trying to sell to us here is that you have to understand each other. Actually getting to know what the other person is and what they want and what can you stand and how do you cool down emotions. One of you has to cool emotions at some point. Lakini, on the real note, how many of us have one person, that one person who holds our hand when our world is falling apart? Especially those who are married or in relationships. Who holds your hand when the world is falling apart? Like, let's say you are at work and people are not actually seeming to help you become better. They are against you. You feel like everything is running down. Who is that one person that holds your hand and makes you feel like the journey has to go on? For Mami Frank, it is the Mbabas, because she doesn't have a family. She says that she grew up in a broken family. Like, her family was not a very soft one with a soft landing. Like, it's obvious that her father and mother were not in good terms, and at some point she had to come up and take care of them. She had to take care of the brothers, the sisters, and the father as well. And they made rules. Like, she tells us the rule, according to them, anything to do with her family, she deals with it, and anything from Baba's family, Baba's deals with them. Unless it goes to an extent whereby you have exhausted everything, then you got to go to the other person and say, I'll help. You still got this. Huyu anatukumbusha something about love is a journey, not just a wedding. So, of course, we've seen most of the times, most people thinking that it's just a 1 minute thing, or rather maybe a 1 day thing, and that's it. It doesn't happen. So when you look at Michelle Obama here, what she's telling us in reality is that Obama is not just a husband, but a mirror to her greatness, right? For her to testify such a thing on IMO, and she's old enough, she's not a kid, is she? Let's go back to it, yeah? Let's go back to it before we come back again to Mami Frank.
Don't let me start tearing up now. And welcome to IMO. Welcome to IMO. Get you all teared up. See, but this is why I can't talk. See, you can take the hard stuff, but when I start talking about the sweet stuff, you're like, stop, no, I can't do it. No, I love it. I'm enjoying it. But thank you, honey, for being on our show. Thanks for making the time. We got, as you guys are doing good. Got a great show. Of course I've been listening. Yeah, what, any tips, any observations? Craig can tighten up a little bit. You're doing great. Thanks, honey. And that's why we're married for... I got it, folks. See, now that's what a brother-in-law is for, folks. Absolutely. Well, we've got a question today from a listener in San Francisco named Emma. He's the night owl, and that helped me because I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah, before we go to the question that they're talking about, because it may not be relevant directly to our show, actually, guys, I want you to understand one thing. When it comes to friendship, people understand each other. We've seen cases whereby, in Africa especially, talking to African men and women, most times you find men think that it's the role of women to deal with kids, food, clothes, such stuff. But if you look at Obama's situation, and I'm sure about Mami Frank too. So we see clearly Michelle Obama sharing how Barack Obama made her go through the handling of the babies when they are young, understanding about them in an easy way. And that's what it means by friends, because friends stand in for each other. When you have people who can stand in for you, you automatically know there's no friendship there. So let's get to listen here again.
Right, because I would pump while I was breastfeeding, which wasn't for a long time. And I would go to bed at a reasonable bedtime, and I could hand my baby, and I will say because she was my baby, over to this guy, and know that, man. And know that she would be alive in the morning. Right. And he relished that time, but I also had to let go. Right. I had to say, you know what? Whatever is happening between 8 at night and 5 in the morning, I can't micromanage that relationship. They're going to be okay. She's a baby. He's the one who got her sleep trained, because I wouldn't have been able to handle letting my baby cry it out. Right. But over the
Yeah, so guys, for those who have had babies in the house, maybe you married, you've seen a situation whereby a child has, we call it what, calico or something like that, crying throughout the night. And I imagine there's one time my firstborn boy, who is now in grade 9, had such a problem. He would not sleep at night. He would actually sleep up to around 7. Then by the time I'm going to sleep, that is around 9, he could actually be awake, crying. We call it colics or something. He could actually cry throughout the night and again sleep at 6. You got to have somebody to stand with you in such a moment so that you also sleep, or else you'll break down. You understand that thing that comes with depression after birth? That can happen if you don't have a partner who understands, or somebody who can stand with you and take the roles you take. So I'm seeing something that Obama and Michelle are sharing here. And of course, Michelle is saying this is one man that was really there for her, that has made her life, and she can't imagine that there was any other better. Most times we make an assumption that when somebody wrongs us once or twice, they are the worst. But this is one narrative that we are getting from Barack Obama or Michelle Obama from here. And actually, it is a great, great lesson to most of the people in the world, Africa, Australia, and Canada, and all over the world. So, guys, let's get back to Maki Frank and get to see what they have to share here. And I'm inviting you to give your chats. Your contributions here really matter. So let's get back to Mom Frank and see what they have to share here. All right, on time. So I really got so much interested in what she was saying and watched everything throughout, and I was so happy to get the lessons I got here.
It has to be young to do it. What did you do? So we made some bad decisions together. I see how you're including him in your We made some very bad decisions financially together. We were going to bankruptcy in 2024. So in those bad decisions, me, I took it at heart. At heart. Ni wewe ndo ulifanya. Ni wewe. You understand? So, ni wewe, and me and Baba, we don't know how to fight like. We have cold wars. Baba is not... no, Baba is not one you will argue with. You will argue with him, atakupatia jibu moja, utalia ufueneke. Utalia. Ama the next thing usipolia uko cardiac arrest. Wewe, unakuja kuboboka. So he chooses to keep quiet. So what made you guys reconcile? What? Friendship. friendship ndo ilitureconcile.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Before you met him, the bar was low. When was the bar low?
There was no any low bar. Because
All right, so you got it from her. She was doing a lot of road shows, earning even 1,000 sometimes a day. There would be shows she could go to and earn about 5,000 shillings and such a thing. And of course, when she picked what she picked, she says she did that out of focusing on a responsible individual. And in the course of the relationship, she realized this man was responsible, cool, somebody who couldn't beat her up, you know. I've seen so many women getting into relationship, rather even currently men getting into relationship where you're beaten. There's just an example, the place I stay, around there's a lady who was into a marriage, maybe not even 6 months down the marriage. And you know what happened, guys? That lady picked a knife, a sharp, big knife. And they had a difference with the husband, whatever the difference were. And she chopped, or rather sliced. She sliced the man in the face, on the cheeks, on the hands, everywhere, until he looked like a prune, guys. You know, he looked like a prune, literally. And he was taken to hospital, actually, blood oozing all over. He was fighting for his life, people around trying to say this and that. And the lady ran away to a neighboring country. The phone could actually show the track that she was in a neighboring country. So we have situation of relationship which are becoming very abusive, people fighting. So Mami Frank is giving us one lesson: look for a friend in a marriage, look for a friend in a relationship. If you realize this person is so emotional sometimes and gets physical, sometimes can be violent, ask yourself whether you'll stand that. If you can't stand it, then it's better to walk away. Run, Murife, you know. So Mami Frank gives us that lesson here, just like Barack Obama gave us the same lesson alongside Michelle, you know. People take these things seriously, matters discussed internationally, globally, you know, matters discussed even at national levels in these studios. Sometimes the headlines are there, but I just wish that people could take some time and listen to them so that they get what they have to get from it, you know. There's something else I got. You know, yesterday there was a very traumatizing news that a young lady, Susan, had been killed by her husband. You know, she just saw people coming in. They grabbed her, they injected her with some medicine and took her to Chiromo hospital for treatment, only to die from there. So automatically the husband is on the line because he wanted her dead, you know. So these are matters we have to understand. Your friend, that friend, you know, people are misusing this word friend these days. Somebody says, how are you, friend? And on the other hand, whatever they're wishing for you, they're wishing you death. The reality is, for someone who actually treats themselves as your friend, would stand with you in problems and in happiness. They will celebrate with you and they will mourn with you. So let's get to hear more from Mami Frank.
One thing I did, I was dating responsible men.
Yeah, so of course Mami Frank tells us that all through her life she was always seeking responsible men. And when you look at what happened to Susan, for example, yesterday, Susan Kimangere, who died, you know, and of course I'm going to do a reaction on that. And many other people, like I've done a lot of reactions on different people here. I saw another relationship in a Black American and a Nigerian. Yeah. And what I saw was that was a material relation, you know, relations that come out of material things and such things. And that was actually a challenge that I realized from the rest of the videos, and you actually see what Mommy Frank is telling us, what Michelle Obama is telling us, right? And I just wanted to grab this part whereby Mommy Frank is telling us that as friends in marriages, you agree on rules, you know. Mommy Frank tells us that she works with her ex-boyfriends. She works with them. And the husband knows all of them. Is that a challenge you can take? Is that a challenge you can take? Because that, I think, is one of the toughest things to do in life. You know, make sure that your husband or wife knows all your exes. And even if they come by, you just maintain your lane, because that's what she's saying. She has made sure that the husband knows all her ex, but then she maintains her lane. She doesn't want to mess up this responsible, cool man, because, of course, cool people also can be very emotional. When you tamper with them, they can be very, very emotional, and they can do something you won't expect. That's why sometimes they always say you have to know who you are, you know? Yeah, and from Michelle Baraka's end, Michelle Baraka has come out clearly, actually getting to make us understand that what made her not want to leave her marriage is friendship with Barack Obama. And the fact that they understood each other, they took roles of each other, and they knew that each other has a role in molding the other. Because sometimes you get to understand how this person grew up. There is a distorted upbringing that may make this person messed up. And even if you try, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can ever do in their life. And you wouldn't even make them think of being emotionally accountable for anything. I think some of you saw the incident of the lady who died recently in Nairobi. She had been in a relationship with this guy who in upbringing just saw violence, no emotions attached, you know. And so she was a police lady, right? All of you saw her, committee officer. But she was taken down by a man from Kibera. Can you imagine that? Because this man had grown up in a distorted relationship, and he never got to have therapy, that is psychotherapy. And so the mental aspect was a problem, and he ended up messing her. We saw that police lady was killed by the guy from Kibera, you know, after he had tried to get close to her. So it happened that there are people whom you can't change. But then, what do you look for? And of course, we've had the answer from Mommy Frank, we've had the answer from Michelle Obama, and many, many other people. I'm so sure that when you check online on specific topics, if you would be interested, you will actually learn from them. So guys, continue typing your comments on the comment section, and also share my videos. Give me the likes, and that will mean a world to me, you know. As we grow through these YouTube lanes and all that, what we just require is to support each other, and you know, contributions. You can actually ask for a topic. And for those who are students, of course, I've done your content a lot on this platform, so you can come by during the holiday that we're almost going to check on the videos that are related to your content. And for adults, we have also topics related to that. The reactions towards Nyabohanse, they are always streaming in. And also check me on Live Saga TV, because that is where I do a lot of sagas and political reactions. So we'll be tuning in again to different topics, because I've already booked. And let me just get to relax a bit, few minutes to take a breath before I come back to another video. So thank you so much. God bless you. Lots of love for you, and a lot of appreciation, actually. One love. So especially the Jamaican people have not greeted you, Wagwan, and people from, is it Argentina, hola hola, from India, Wamaste, and from Germany, good morning, and from France, bonjour. And I can tell you, rest assured that I'm como ça va, I'm fine, you know. So let's keep going, let's keep rolling our gears. Bye bye for now. Let's meet in another video just in some few minutes.